Good morning, sir. I'm Venishri Tamilasan, ID number DEM0921119. I'm here to talk about the introduction and the case view. For the introduction, this assignment contains the discussion of the case, a man who has been robbed by two people and canvassing of the witnesses. It also contains the description of the suspect, the evidence has been found, and the description of the vehicle the robbers used. Case view on 22nd January 2022 at about 3 a.m. when the victim was with his wife and his two children sleeping in their house at number 5 Jalan Hijau 2/3 Taman Hijau Klang. Suddenly the victim heard noises in the kitchen part of the house and next woke up and saw there were two people were in his house. One of them put a knife around the victim's neck and asked him to hand over the money. Then two of the robbers had put he and his family in a room in his house. He didn't see what they do next. He heard the sound of a motorcycle in his backyard. Then he broke down the room door and went out and asked for help with the neighbors. When checked, it was found that he lost 10,000 in cash and jewelry worth 30,000, and his laptop and mobile phone belonged to him and his wife. The total loss is estimated at 40,000.
Greetings to our respectable lecturer. I'm Darshini Murugam, student ID DEM 1021030. Today I would like to present about the weaknesses of the incidents. One of the weaknesses of the incidents is Encik Abdul Malik, neighbor of the victims. His work as security. The incident was happened around 3:15 a.m. Whenever asked about preparators, Encik Abdul Malik is described it looked like terrible motorcycle. The thief were netizen with physical appearance. Lastly, the police get the witnesses' names and phone number. The physical appearances is one of the thief is tall and blood, and another one is shorts and have tattoo on the left hand. So, thank you.
Sir, my name is Sharmila Rajasekaran. My ID number is DEM0921118. I am the one of the investigator who investigate the robbery case. Today I am having one section with one of the witness. Her name is Miss Kamala. Before I went there, I make appointment with her. Cause if I go a house, it make her feel comfortable to answer my question and recall the event. So she also okay with my investigation. So I went there. I arrived there. The time was 2 p.m. Then I knocked the door. Miss Kamala opened the door and I introduced myself as an investigator and she invited me inside. We sit in a living room. Then I start my question as soon as possible. She is so brave and I get a lot of investigation from her than I expected. And she was so clear and knowledge to answer my question. She gave me more information than I expect, like how many thieves are there, what they do, what they have in their hand, how they come, what's the time. She was so clear to answer all of my question. And she also helped me to get the main evidence from the place. And then she gave me more information. She helped me to get the evidence from the incident of the place. She was so clear about the incident. It's about 4 o'clock. I done my section with her, and I'm so thankful to her to give me more investigation because it very helpful for me to make this case further. Thank you, sir.
My name is Yugan Raj. I'm from batch 25A and my student ID is DEM0821024. So my witness number 3 is Mr. Ranveer. So as I can say, Mr. Ranveer, upon asking him about what happened on that day, on that particular day, Mr. Ranveer said he was in the backyard smoking and it was already dark. And Mr. Ranveer, he said he heard noises coming from his neighbor's house, he pretty much like pans and plates clanking. Then he described it as only clanking noise, so he decided again to just leave it, because he pretty much thought that it was a quarrel. So quarrel like husband and wife quarreling with kids or shrieking, screaming. So he left it be as it is. Then he said the moment he's in the middle of finishing the cigarette, he saw two entities in the dark coming out from that house, the crime scene. He described them as one is 5'10" and another one is 5'6". So he described them not so much. He's describing them as wearing balaclava's mask, covering their whole face, and one were holding the bike. One sat on the bike and start to hold for another one to come and sit behind the person. The bike was in red, and he pretty much assumed it to be an EX5, a model of Honda. And the bike was kind of reddish in the dark, so it doesn't glow that much. So he pretty much described that bike as red, and those two people wearing balaclava mask. And he also informed that he is long-sighted. He described himself as long-sighted, where he pretty much only see lines, and his vision is blurry for him to see properly what were they wearing fully. So as far as he can describe, these two figures are in dark and just covering their faces and only bite. That's all. Thank you.
My name is Lim Zixiang, DEM 08211134. The witness's name is Sam Smith Anak Joseph. Sam Smith Anak Joseph lived next door to the victim at number 6 Jalan Hijau 2/3, Taman Hijau, Klang. On 22 January 2022, at about 3 a.m., he was reviewing his homework at the study room on first floor of his house for the upcoming final exam. He didn't know about the burglary until he heard the victim calling for help from another neighbor. He also saw two suspects at the time when he knew the victim was robbed. For the physical features, he saw two people, one taller and better, and one other shorter and thinner. Both of them are wearing black t-shirt, the tall one in long pants and the short ones in shorts. And the facial features of the suspect, he saw they were wearing masks, and the environment was dim, so he couldn't see their face clearly, but he saw the hairstyle. The tall one were bald, and the short one had the curly hair. The vehicle they used to escape is a dark red motorcycle, and the tall one carrying the shorter one with a bag. That's all for his information that he can provide.
Mahersha binti MD Abdul Bashar from DEM 08211107, page 25A. There are several witnesses who saw the robbery and tried to help their neighbor, but the robbers ran away before the police arrived at the scene. Lee Chong is the one of the witnesses who lives at number 7 Jalan Hijau 2/3, Taman Hijau. At the time of the robbery, Lee Chong was riding his motorcycle to go home after finishing work as a security guard at a shopping mall. When Lee passed in front of his neighbor's house, he heard the neighbor screaming for help. After Lee heard the scream, Lee decided to see what happened. So Lee parked his motorcycle in front of his house and walked to his neighbor's house. While Lee walked towards his neighbor's house, he saw two people coming out of his neighbor's house with a bag. So Lee tried to chase them, but two of them escaped using a motorcycle. When the interrogation was going on, Lee Chong gave us additional information that the motorcycle used by the robbers was a red ES5, but Lee did not see the number plate because it was dark outside. There were two robbers. Robber 1 is tall and wear long pants. Robber 2 is short and wear shorts. Both of them wear black clothes. Robber 1 was driving the motorcycle while the robber 2 was sitting behind holding the bag. This is the information that I got from Lee Chong. Thank you.
To be conclusive, this case being quite tough. The suspect is very clear about the area and what is the best timing to rob. It seems they have been watching them for a long time and waited for the correct moment. As an individual, we must ensure security around us. We always should make sure everything locked or not, or everything kept safely or not.